Hello friends, we come to the last segment of our session on consumer behavior. In this session, I will be discussing about the ethical issues in the consumer behavior. And the ethical issues is not from the point of consumers, it is also from the point of seller. Many times when the process of selling is going on between the seller and consumer, many untoward incident happens because after all we are human and everything is manual. So there comes a situation where many times the seller might behave improperly or the consumer might behave improperly. The consumer thinks that he is the king, so he tries to outsmart the seller, and there the seller also shows his tendency not to get dominated by the consumer. So what are the ethical issues? So if you talk about the ethical issues, the first is self-interest. Now, whether the seller is right or wrong, here I am not deliberating on that. I am not arguing also on that. But the basic interest of any seller is to do business with a profit. And when that profit is getting hampered by the persistent pursuance of consumer, that please give me offer, please give me discount, to an extent where the seller is losing money, he might lose his patience. And it happens because his self-interest is to earn profit. When he is sitting for earning profit, on what basis he can come down to a price where he is losing money? Secondly, when he is giving the stock or giving the product, he is selling, he is liquidating the stock. So he is not doing anything for the consumer. He is just doing business. So consumer should not think that he is doing some obligation on the consumer by selling the product. No, he has a very professional relationship with him, and his interest of selling the product will remain there. So because of his self-interest, there might come a situation where the consumer may not be happy with the approach of the seller. The second is self-review. The seller has created a policy that he will not give a discount. Now, when this policy has been created and a consumer comes whom he knows and he understands that this man has lot of money, why give him offer? So when you have put a board that you are giving offer, why not for him? And this happens for his he doesn't follow his own policy while approaching the consumer. So he should have a unbiased approach towards each and every consumer. So while doing self-review, many times he may find that he is not following the policy of the business. The third is advocacy. Many sellers in the market are always say, I have the best product. My products are standard. I follow standard rules with my consumers. But friends, if everybody is number one, who is number two? That is the consumer to decide who is number one, number two. You cannot do a self-proclamation that I am the best. And if you are the best, follow those rules. Prove it that you are the best. Let the consumer say you are the best. Don't advocate yourself that you are number one. This is unethical and this is not acceptable from the consumer behavior point of view. The fourth is familiarity. Many times a seller comes so close with the consumer that he cannot deny any discount, deny any offer. For example, I know a seller for last 20 years. I went there and I said that the summer has come. Kindly send a cooler to my house of Crompton Greens. The seller said that Crompton Greens product is available. It is costing 11,990. Immediately, the consumer makes a statement that I will not give money now. I will give money next month. And he is not asking, he is not questioning the seller. He is ordering him that you please send cooler, I will pay next month. This is unethical. This is not acceptable. Tell him that I don't have money. Is it okay for you that if I give money next month? And if he agrees, it's a mutual understanding between the consumer and the seller. So there is no problem of contradictory statements from the seller as well as consumer. Secondly, a seller promises that I have given the best product, and consumer, since he has got long relationship with him since last 15-20 years, he doesn't have the guts to say the product has problem, is defective. So unethically, both are not able to do justice to their profession since they have close relationship. Customer relationship management is different, friends, and using that relationship in improper manner is unethical. And the last ethical issue is intimidation. Threatening consumer, threatening seller. Why? What is the reason? Don't do it. Why you are threatening the consumer? Again, if a consumer comes to your shop to purchase a product, there is no obligation on his part to purchase that product. He may deny also. He may refuse to purchase. Why not? It is his right. So, and seller also. Consumer cannot threaten a seller, if you don't give this product to me in this rate, I will not allow you to run your business. No, not at all. You cannot intimidate any person. It is a professional relationship. He is a seller, you are a consumer. So these are some ethical issues which have to be tackled as a student of consumer behavior. At the last, as a consumer, we have to be very honest with the seller. And as a seller also, to have a good consumer behavior, you should be honest. Honest from the product point of view, from the price point of view, from the promotion point of view, and honest to the people also. So when I talk about marketing mix, 4 P's of marketing mix, the seller as well as consumer has to be very, very honest. Second, the consumer and the seller has to be very fair. The product cost the seller is selling should be fair, and the consumer should be ready to pay that fair price. He should not deny. He should not say कि आप लूट रहे हैं. You are looting the people. You are looting the consumer. You are charging higher. No, not at all. Be honest. Be fair in price. Have an understanding that seller is there to sell, consumer is there to consume. If the consumer doesn't come to a seller, the seller cannot survive. And without a seller, a consumer cannot get his need fulfilled. Consumer goes with a need, no. So both have a win-win situation when they have a fair understanding. And last but not the least, friends, they have to maintain integrity. They have to maintain a professional relationship that will last forever. As far as consumer behavior is concerned, everything depends on the consumer and seller having a good relationship between each other. A good relation will embark upon a long-term relationship between each other, and that will be good for business and the economy of the country. Thank you very much for this session. Thank you very much for listening to my sessions. Have a nice day.